Evening, gents. Hope you're well. Back with midweek All Stars as usual on a Wednesday night. We're up to game week 10. We are in the middle of a transfer window that looked like it was potentially going to be a quiet window, but quite a few deals have gone off for the last couple of days with some big players moving, which has been exciting to see. So yeah, this is how the fixtures look tonight. Aborigines AFC, which is where we'll start because Daz is not feeling great. Rapa Nui Vanuatu, Dragons, Blitz, Tutuva, Townsville, Unicorns, Hobart, Warriors, Vikings, and Wanganui Bushrats. Try and get through at a swift pace. If we could be prompting the chat, that would be much appreciated, and that will allow me time to get the deals done and hopefully packs out tonight. If not, it will be tomorrow. A few in the chat: Daz, Duggan, and Dimble. Evening, gents. Hope you're well. And probably plenty more to join or kicking around in the background. So it has taken us straight to Aborigines, who line up like this. I think it was one change for Dazzler, who took Donny out and put Santa Cruz in at AMC after a 2-1 away when it Blitz last time. Very positive result. And he faces Rocks, who lines up, I believe, unchanged. And why wouldn't it be after they absolutely took the Warriors to pieces last time? Incredible performance. Yeah, impressive. Could that be the start of something for Rocks? Who knows? But we'll kick this off. Evening, Jens, Hodgie, Liam, Steve, KD. Good to see you all in the chat. First game of the night is Aborigines AFC, and that's incredibly quick. I don't know why, but Zanetti has put Aborigines 1-0 up on 13 minutes. Javin has the ball in the net, but that is disallowed. So Aborigines still lead at the half-hour mark. Evening, Rob. And we're heading to half-time. Looks like it's going to be 1-0 Aborigines. Good chance for Santa Cruz on the stroke at half-time, but it does stay 1-0. 7 attempts, 5 on target from Aborigines. 3 attempts, 1 on target for Rocks. Not sure if he's here. Seen him in the WhatsApp, but I've not seen him in the YouTube chat. Andre, who's been very good for Rocks, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, averaging 8, been very good since he joined AFC. But apart from that, not a great deal. Over at Aborigines, Zanetti with the goal. Assist coming from Santa Cruz in that ANC position. No issues with fitness. Wouldn't expect anything from Daz, which is a roll straight away from Daz. I'll give Rocks a few seconds just in case he's about. I think he tends to catch up and watch it a little bit later on. Okay, we will run it to 60. And it is 2-0 Santa Cruz into the side at AMC. A goal and an assist for him so far tonight. And Daz will be buzzing. 2-0 up on 60 minutes. All Aborigines since half-time. 2 or 3 attempts for them. As I say, Santa Cruz now has a goal and an assist. 7s and 8s across the board for Aborigines. Really good home performance. Over at AFC, Sorchinsky doing okay on an 8. Andre has dropped down to a 7. So, yeah, evening, Mr. Savage. Just wait and see if Daz is going to do anything. It is going to be Tomadera off for Luca Tony. And that is all. Give Rocks 5 more seconds just in case it's about. And we will run this one to 90 minutes. not a great deal happening as 20 minutes or so has passed by with nothing at all. Heading towards the last 5 minutes, Schmuck with a chance, but comes to nothing, and it looks like Aborigines are going to see this one through. Oh, Jimenez with a late goal, but not enough. Too little, too late for AFC. Aborigines hold on for a 2-1 win. Daz will be buzzing with that. Probably the best performance of this season so far. Saying that, they were good last week away at Blitz, but felt really comfortable until that last minute. Consolation from AFC. Zanetti with a great performance. Santa Cruz into the side, very good. An all-round solid performance. Andre did well, as did Sorochinsky, the two players mentioned. Javan with the assist for Jimenez. But Aborigines take the 3 points. Next up, we will stick with Townsville, who line up like this. And as is from Hodgie, I think for second game in a row. And he is up against Tutavua, who have Matty Holland's come in, pushes up to centre midfield. Saviola's back after a lengthy layoff. Rayad in on the left for, I think, the second game now since joining. So, Tutavua versus Townsville, second game of the night. And Aymar is off injured early doors for Hodgie. Like for like replacement would be Perez, but we'll just wait and see what Hodgie decides. Tristan and 2 up front. So, Aymar injured, Tristan comes on. Partners Morientes up front. And it is Tristan from the bench. Off the back of that Aymar injury, who's put Townsville 1 up a minute after coming on. But Van Nistelrooy down the other end, been so good in this save for Tutavua, has got them level. Morientes with a chance off the bar and in, and it is 2-1 Townsville as we approach half time. Good game, plenty of chances end to end. And we get to half time, 2-1, Townsville 2. 6 attempts, 4 on target for the home side. Just the 3 attempts for Hodgie and Townsville, but 2 of them are gone in. Assist and a goal for Morientes. Kaladze picked up the other assist. Tristan impressive from the bench. Over at Tutavua, Costanzo with a 5, not ideal. Sol Campbell doing a good job, as is Saeed, but they will want more from their attacking players and most definitely the goalkeeper. Hodgie's pleased with what he's seen so far and he's going to roll it through. Just wait and see whether Liam's going to do anything. And it is a roll from those as well. Tristan with another chance, been so lively since coming on. And it's a penalty, but Saeed has had his penalty save. I think it was Rayad that was fouled and won the penalty. But Saeed's so reliable, usually from the spot, has missed. Saved by Taibbi. We get to 63 minutes. 2-2 with them more chances, but more clinical from Townsville. Costanzo still on a 5. The core doing well. Saeed on a 9 despite the penalty miss. Mendes de Silva continuing to have a good, solid season on an 8, as is Taibbi after that penalty save. Yeah, plenty of comments suggesting Saeed doesn't ever miss, but unfortunately today he's met his match in Massimo Taibbi, and Townsville still lead 2-1. Half an hour to play. got back across to Tavua. Hodges happy, I'm sure he will be. So I would expect the boys to try and do something. Surprising not to see Owen on the bench tonight. He's usually the go-to man from the bench when Saviola's fit. But I believe he's on his way out of the door and across to the bush rat, so that might be the reason that he's not playing. Holland off for Overmars. Long arrows on the wingers. They're leaving Overmars central. Just confirm that there's no player swaps or position changes and you just want it exactly as you see there. Magic. Good stuff. So Overmars into the middle of the park. 2-2 looking to get back into it. Got 20 minutes to play. Five minutes left now. Into stoppage time. One last chance possibly for 2-2. Overmars involved, but it is full time. 2-1 1, Townsville 2. Really good away win for Townsville, considering one of their big players, Imar, went off injured early doors. Taibi saved a penalty. 2-2 had more chances, but Townsville with the goals and take away all 3 points. Solid performance, 7s and 8s for everybody, with the exception of Imar, who went off injured. Said, despite the penalty miss, put in a really solid shift defensively. Some really good defensive performances, but just not quite enough from the attacking players for 2-2. Next up, we've got Vikings who line up like this. Pretty sure it's unchanged from last time. Roy Keane in midfield, Veron at AMC. And they are up against my Warriors side. A few changes from last time out. Kovalchuk into midfield. Agahawa comes in. Henri moves up front. Harrison Asivic drops to the bench. So we will kick this one off. Quite a few big deals done for the Warriors. So will be a new look team next time we line up. And we'll get this one underway now. This is Alco in red hot form for Vikings, so we'll be hoping to keep him quiet. Ian Hart involved, been excellent this season so far. Quiet first 30 minutes between Warriors and Vikings. Henri with a chance, but still 0-0. Kovalchuk with a chance, but that goes wide, and Henri off the bar. We head towards half time. And we get to half time 0-0. 3 attempts, Warriors just the 1 for the Vikings. Montero on a 5, Charlie Chaos and Gattuso doing well in midfield. On 8, Roy Keane and Zauri into the book. Just the 1 attempt off target for Maxim. Over at Warriors, Hart and Rustico doing well. Rustico in the book. 1 9 out of 9 tackles, really impressive from Rustico. We're going to leave it for now. So just wait and see if Jens wants to do anything. We're going to get Ron next to Keen with a diag, please. Like that, Jens? Just confirm that's exactly how you want it. Okay, magic. So we'll play to 60. Feels like Vikings have had a little bit more control since that slight tactical tweak. We're at 60 minutes. Yeah, a couple of attempts for Vikings since halftime. Nothing from the Warriors. No real change in ratings. Montero up to a 6. Still the 8s for Charlie Chaos and Gattuso. Over at Warriors, Ian Hart up to a 9 and having another really good game. Jeremy's on an 8, struggling in the attacking area, so we will try a little change. We will go Agahawa for Harasimovic, a swap with Henri. And Jens is going to leave it, so we will play this one through to 90 minutes. One chance looks like it could win this if there is going to be a winner. Heading towards the last 10 minutes. Appeals for a penalty turned down, and it is a penalty, and Ian Hart from the spot on 80 minutes puts the Warriors 1-0 up. Robin with a chance, a corner to Warriors, heading into stoppage time. Gattuso with a chance. Harasimovic, a corner, and we get to full time. 1-0 to the Warriors. Close game, not a load of chances there. It looks like Warriors put a bit of pressure on in that last 30 minutes. 10 attempts, 4 on target, 5 and 1 for the Vikings. No real change. Roy Keane up to an 8. Gattuso and Charlie Chaos having good games. Zowry did okay. 4 bookings for the Vikings, but just couldn't feed Maxim, who was kept quiet and had 2 shots without 1 on target. Over at the Warriors, Ian Hart with an 8 and the goal from the penalty spot. Rustico picks up man of the match, 17 tackles, 15-1. Jeremy's solid in midfield. Kowalchuk won the penalty and picks up the assist and a good home win for the Warriors. Well played, Jens. Next, across to Rapa Nui, who line up like this. 2 changes, I think. We've got Woodgate in at centre-back by himself, and Salas comes in for Cliver, who is on his way to the Dragons, I believe. And they are up against league leaders Vanuatu, who have shifted things around a little bit. Klompe is back in, as is Figo. Close to full strength, or if not full strength, for Steve, which will please him greatly. So Rapa Nui, Vanuatu next up. And it is Montella in a red hot form at the start of the season, up there with Anelka at the top of the scoring charts, along with Cezalco as well, I think. Puts Vanuatu 1 up. And Rui Costa on the stroke of half time. New signing for Vanuatu a week or 2 ago from the Warriors. Has doubled the lead, and Rapa Nui trail 2-0 at half time. 1 attempt, none on target for the home side. 6 and 4 for Vanuatu, who have looked very, very strong. sevens, eights, and nines for everybody in there, apart from Van Bommel. Figo started the season incredibly well on that right-hand side, missed a couple of games, but pretty sure he'd be well clear of the top of the assist charts now. Picked up 2 more in that first half. Over at Rapa Nui, Woodgate struggling at the back and on a booking. Quite a lot of sixes in there for Rob, including the goalkeeper Khan. Wouldn't expect anything at all from Steve, but maybe some tweaks or changes for Robert. I'm pretty sure both managers were about, so we'll just hang fire. I've not seen anything in the chat since Jens's last message of good game, so if there's anything I've missed, then drop me a message on WhatsApp or something, because seems a bit quiet over the last few minutes. Yeah, possibly, Doug. I've just dropped a message in the WhatsApp. Might have to just drop subs in there because I've not seen anything come through. Just seen Duggan's message. Apart from, prior to Duggan's message, good game, Scott, from Jens. So if anybody else is putting anything in there, then you might have to just drop it in the WhatsApp, gents. Steve's in Tenerife, but I mean, he was here earlier on. I'm starting to see some messages come through now, so don't know whether the managers are just not saying anything. Give him 10 more seconds. If not, we'll run it through to 60 minutes. Yeah, no bother. No bother. Okay, we will go to 60 then. Vanuatu looking in control of this one. Vigo involved again. Really dangerous out on that right-hand side, but Rapa Nui are back in it through Inzaghi on 56 minutes. Montella with a chance, but we get to 60. And Pippo Inzaghi has given Rapa Nui a lifeline. Assist coming from Candela, who started the season well, I am led to believe. Figo continuing to excel. Rui Costa and Montella on 8s. And Diam's 77 fitness. Maybe something for Steve to think about if he is here. But as it looks like the managers are not here, I'll just give them 20 seconds or so before we just run it through. Not a good night for the English sides in the Champions League, chaps. I've just seen, I'm pretty sure when I started the stream, Chelsea were 2 apiece, and I've just seen that they've been spunked 5-2. Right, we'll run this one through because I'm pretty sure the guys are not about. "20 minutes for Rapa Nui to get back into it. I just feel like Vanuatu are dangerous every time they go forward. Rui Costa with another great chance. And again, Rui Costa heavily involved into the last 10, and it is Figo, who looks like he's going to pick up a man of the match performance, 2 assists and a goal, and then into the book. and it is Paul Scholes who makes it 4-1, and this is comprehensive from Vanuatu. Nikiforenko with a chance again settled by Figo. Mark Kerr's gone off. I mean, there's minutes left. I'm just going to centralise Romoshenko because I'm pretty sure they're not about. And another exceptional performance from Vanuatu, who look very, very good across the first 10 games of this season. Full-time Rapa Nui 1, Vanuatu 4. Just the 4 attempts. Rapa Nui 17 attempts from Vanuatu. Vigo's picked up 2 assists and a goal. Assist for Van Bommel. Goals from Rui Costa and Montella. Really impressive from Steve. Across at Rapa Nui. Some decent ratings in there. Romoshenko did well. Probably picked up a lot of the work for Mark Kerr, who didn't have a good game and eventually got sent off and finished with a 4. Candela with an assist. Inzaghi did okay. Khan and Candela. I mean, I'm not sure how Khan's got an 8. I mean, he's made 5 saves. But yeah, absolute hammering, as Duggan says. And Vanuatu, impressive. Next up, we've got Dragons Blitz. Big game. Duggan lines up like this. Quite a few players again playing their last game for the Dragons. Raquel May's back into the side. Yeah, absolutely right. Tato Imperious from Steve. And slight tweak from Dimble in personnel. Changes to this central area. Johnson, Elias, Mendieta and Makoko in the centre of midfield. Dragons versus Blitz. Game 5, I think, of the evening, maybe 6. Look, chaps. Dragons look, just about to say, Dragons look like they could be hitting a little bit of form. And as I say that, Archie Back has put them 1-0 up. And it's 2-0 Constantinu on 16 minutes from 20 yards. And they really could be finding some form. Plenty of deals done at the Dragons as well over the last few days. Could be a new look-ish side, but on paper, probably the strongest 11 in the league. But as me and Duggan were chatting earlier, and he reminded me that if things were done on paper, he'd have 15 stars by now. Mourinho is off injured. I'm assuming it's going to be a straight swap for Ronnie Johnson, but I'll just wait for Doug to give the okay for that. Magic, you will play the rest of this one. Oh shit. Kuhl has got one back on 31 minutes. Even game so far in terms of chances, possession, but Dragons lead 2-1. Carlos, who's been brilliant as well for the Dragons, not just across this season, but across the save in general. And we get to half-time, Dragons 2, Blitz 1, 3 attempts apiece, 2 goals for Dragons, 1 for the Blitz. Assists coming from Ronaldinho on his farewell performance, as well as Constantinu with a goal and assist. That'll please Duggan, because I think he's been waiting for him to sort of kickstart and find a bit of form. Looks like he is doing. Across at Blitz at 5 for Shiotis and 6 for the 2 centre-backs is not ideal. Mendieta down on a 6. Assist from Elias for Kuhl's goal, as is from the Dragons. Go across to Blitz and see if Dims wants to do anything. Assume you're going to want arrows on A and off the D. Yeah, I was just going to clarify that, but thanks for that, Dims. So, second half underway. Dragons 2, Blitz 1. Constantino involved again, but it is Anelka been excellent across the last couple of seasons for Blitz, has drawn them level on 57 minutes. We get to the stoppage. Couple of attempts from Blitz, nothing from Dragons since half time. Anelka on an 8. Okoronkwo has moved from a 6 to an 8, picks up an assist for the Blitz. 5 yellow cards for Blitz as well. No bookings over at Dragons, and Duggan is straight in as is. No real change in terms of ratings or performance since the break. We'll just see if Dimble wants to make any final changes. And it is going to be a roll as expected. So, really good game. This one really even, 2 apiece. And we've got an injury to Mendieta. So, we'll probably see Del Piero and maybe Tonton drop back. Maybe Kuhl drop back. Maybe a little tweak around in the midfield. It's going to be Del Piero. He's going to go out and play on the left. Valdo into midfield. So, barring any red cards or injuries, we'll play this one at 90 minutes. Ronaldinho, on his last appearance for the Dragons, has put them 3-2 up, 20 minutes to go. Game of the night contender here. Really even game. Chances from both sides. Into the last 10 minutes. Chance for Blitz to level. It'd be cruel for Dragons to lose the 3 points now, and they don't. Dragons do get over the line with that Ronaldinho goal on 69 minutes. Really, really even games. 7 attempts from both sides, 6 on target for both. A ton of bookings for Blitz. Decent away performance. Kuhl did well. Zelius picks up an assist, but only gets a 6. Shortis goes up to a 6. Across at Dragons, Ronaldinho gets a 10 on his farewell performance. Riquelme picks up an assist and a 9. Constantinu goal and an assist. Really good performance for the Dragons, who are finding some form. Next up, we have got Wanganui against the Bushrats. Tato lines up like this. Smirting in for Desai, who is suspended. Another player on their way out in the next batch of transfers. For Wanganui, we had an Aziz. And this one is underway. There'll be one game to go after this. And Viduka has put Bushrats 1-0 up. Viduka, I believe, is on his way to the Time Wasters in a swap deal for Owen, but Mido is level for Wanganui on 20 minutes. Mido involved again. But Big Shagger has equalised for the Bushrats. 28 minutes in, we head towards half time. And the league's bottom side are currently 2-1 ahead at half time against Wanganui. 4 attempts, both sides, 3 on target for Wanganui, 4 for the Bushrats. Assists coming from Stephen Gerrard and Yakubu. Solid away performance, just a couple of 6s at the centre backs, but plenty of 8s in there and plenty of things to be positive about for Tater and the Bushrats. Mido with the solitary Wanganui goal, assisted by Zidane, who is enjoying his football at Wanganui this season. A few 6s in there. Not a great deal of touches for some of the attacking players, but the game is still in the balance. As is for Tato, who's crying for all his transfers cancelling because he's scored 2. Both managers are going to run it to 60. Mike thinks it's pretty grim, but he's holding his nerve for now. We get to 60 minutes. No real change, not a great deal happened there. Vogel doing well on an 8. We've got 79 fitness for Donovan. We've got 78 fitness for Zeriberto. I'll drop over to the tactics for Mike in a minute. Lassisi down on a 5. Malevsky up on a 9. Putting in plenty of tackles, plenty of 8s in there. Plenty to be positive about for the Bush Rats. Drop across because I know Mike likes his tactics for his changes. Maybe Shearer might get an appearance. Yeah, it's not a terrible performance, Mike. The only real difference is in the scoreline. So nothing from Mike. Let's see if Tato wants to do anything. Henrik Larsson, Kevin Kyle, and Liverani on the bench are the options. Maybe give Rob Douglas a run. Do you mean now, or do you mean moving forward, as is from Tato? Just wait and see if Sav wants to sub his keeper, or if he means in future games. From the next game. Okay, cool. So we'll play this one to the end. I'm going to be trailing Bush Rats 2-1. We're into stoppage time. Nothing's really happened since 60 minutes, and Bush Rats are going to hold on, have held on for a 2-1 win away at Wanganui. Good performance from them. Not the most exciting game. The last 30 minutes was pretty dull. 5 attempts from both sides. Malevsky picks up man of the match, 14 tackles, 11-1, picks up a 9. Some 8s in there. Gerard and Yakubu with the assists. Over at Wanganui, as Mike says, not a terrible performance. Only the keeper rated less than a 7 and plenty of 8s in there. 50% of his outfield players picking up 8s. Zidane with an assist, but the points go to Tato. Next up, we have got Unicorns versus Hobart. I've not seen Smuts all evening, and Dan has dropped me a message to say that the little one has woken up, so to roll him through, unless his keeper is having a stinker. Unicorns in good form, line up like this after a thumping win over Rapa Nui last time out. 10 goals conceded for Rapa Nui in the last 2 games. And Dan's back, which is good. Dan lines up like this from last time out. Miku comes in for Cole, and Emerson is back in. Cole's picked up an injury. 2 sides started the season pretty well. Unicorns and Hobart. "20 minutes in, not a lot going on. There's been some good high-scoring games tonight, some close games as well. This one started off pretty dull in the first 40 minutes. 2 or 3 bookings. Not a huge amount of chances, but as I say that, and Penza has given Unicorns a 1-0 lead as we hit half-time. Just the 2 attempts from either side, 1 on target. That 1 on target for the Unicorns coming from Mpenza, assisted by Mackay. That front three of Mackay and Mpenza and Brugink are really playing well for Unicorns. Power into the book, but is having a decent game in midfield for them. Pretty sure Smuts is not here, and I've not seen Horse about either. I'm going to assume they're going to roll. Pretty bleak from Hobart, a lot of 6s with the odd few 7s in there. Attacking players not really involved at all. Tomasi not up to his usual high standards in that first 45 minutes. But still only the 1 goal in it, so every opportunity for Hobart to get back in. We're going to see a change for Hobart. It's going to be Raoul. Again, another player, I believe, on his way out the door for Kutuzov. Is that everything done? Just wait and confirm that that's all from Dan. Magic, cheers. So we will go to 60 minutes. Unicorns still leading 1-0. And it's Mpenza on 53 minutes has made it 2-0 to the Unicorns. Elbear with a chance, but we get to 60 minutes. 4 attempts apiece. A couple more on target for Unicorns and Hobart. Assist from Beckham for that second Mpenza goal. And Unicorns look like they're heading towards another win. Nothing really of note from Hobart from the halftime performance. Still too many 6s in there. But Dan is going to play on, and Smuts is not about, so we will play this one through. And Beckham has picked up an injury, and that's going to be a straight swap for a Gat. Elbear with a chance, but sends it wide again. And it just looks like Mpenza and the Unicorns have been a little bit more clinical than Hobart into the last 20 minutes. Raoul with a chance. It feels like Elbear's had 2 or 3 attempts off target in this second half. Hobart have tried and probably been the better side, but just not been able to get that goal to pull themselves back into the game. Could be a little bit too late now. Kivu's got one on 90 minutes, but we get to the final whistle and Unicorns do hang on for a 2-1 win. Yeah, it felt like Hobart were the better side in that last sort of 30 minutes, but too many attempts off target for them. Elbear 7 attempts, just 2 on target. Finishes the game with a 5. Some plenty of 8s in there in the midfield positions. Much better in the second half for Hobart, but once that second goal went in from Mpenza, who picks up man of the match, it was always going to be difficult. Solid enough performance from Unicorns, who pick up 3 more points. And that will conclude tonight's fixtures. Plenty of goals tonight. We'll run through the classifieds. Aborigines beat AFC 2-1. We'll go back to the bottom of the table. Vanuatu continued to look imperious as they demolished Rapa Nui 4-1. Dragons 3, Blitz 2 in probably the game of the night. Tutuva 1, Townsville 2. Unicorns 2, Hobart 1. We've just seen Warriors edged out Vikings 1-0 from an in-heart penalty, and Wanganui 1, Bushrats 2. That's going to leave the league table looking like this. Vanuatu top, 2.3 points a game average. Is an impressive start from Steve. Unicorns are second on 20. Warriors 19. Dragons have shot up the table last 3 games on 17. And then Vikings and Townsville complete the top 6. Blitz just outside. And Hobart, Aborigines, Wanganui, Rapa Nui. Followed by Tuturua, Bushrats and AFC. 16 points is the current dotted line mark. Got most sides are in the bottom 2 within 2 wins of that. So, as ever, very competitive fixtures next time out. Aborigines, Rapa Nui, Bushrats, Blitz, Dragons, Vikings, Tutu, Hobart, Unicorns in second versus bottom side AFC. Warriors, Vanuatu is a big game, and Wanganui, Townsville. Vanuatu at the top of the form charts, followed by Unicorns and Dragons, who have won 4 on the bounce now. Vikings and Warriors up there also. Tomasi still tops the average ratings, with Dai, Power, Romashenko, Candela, and Montella all above an 8. Across at the top scorers charts, Anelka Montella on 8 goals, with Mpenza and Cezalco on 7, and the 2 AMCs from Unicorns on 6. Assists, Figo Ponta 6, D'Alessandro on 5, Mackay on 4. That is going to conclude the show tonight, chaps. Thanks very much for joining me. I'll get the save moved on and transfers done. Probably not going to get packs out tonight, but if I've got time, I'll get the transfers done and the save uploaded for anyone who wants to jump on and have a play with that. I'll catch you all later. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, chaps. Catch you later.